So Sage Enterprise Intelligence is an innovative, intuitive, self-service business intelligence and data management solution that empowers users to visualize, analyze, and report on real-time enterprise data. SEI comes with tremendous capabilities. It empowers the end users. So this means that users can access the real-time data through multiple platforms, which SEI comes with, such as web, mobile, and Excel add-in, and users can easily share and distribute the reports as well. About the data sync and ETL module, this is the brand new module with the help of which the users can connect to multiple data sources and do seamless reporting. And it also comes with single tenant and multi-tenant cloud offerings. About the pre-built templates, there are hundreds of pre-built templates which come out of the box with SEI, and users can leverage these reports and dashboards and have a very good starting point. The universal data models, as we can see here, these are actually the data models which provide a bunch of pre-built templates where users can combine multiple data sources, both Sage and non-Sage. So here we can see the list of a few ERP systems and do reporting on the consolidated data. Currently, the universal data models are available for finance, sales, and CRM, and we are constantly working on creating the new ones to meet the needs of our customers. So here's the detail on each of the universal data models which are offered out of the box. They come with hundreds of different KPIs, useful modules such as forecast data entry, currency conversion, and pre-built dashboards. So we will see them more closely as I jump into the product demonstration. And just a quick slide on the key benefits of SEI. So users have the ability to access data in real time and do the analysis. And security is one of the key features of SEI, where users can protect the data and collaborate securely both inside and outside of the organization. And with the multiple platforms which it comes with, SEI is undoubtedly a Swiss knife solution catering to the reporting needs and also the data management needs of the clients. So with this, I'll quickly jump into the product demonstration, but before that, just wanted to know if you have any questions.
So far, no questions, no?
Perfect. So I'll just wanted to understand that, so you currently are running Sage 100 and you're planning to move to Sage X3, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We're actually in the process of migrating right now.
Okay, perfect. So since you are moving to Sage X3, I will actually show you the integration of Sage Enterprise Intelligence within the Sage X3 environment. So right now, as we can see here, I have logged into Sage X3, and like I said, SEI is the solution which can be fully integrated within the ERP systems. So right now we are looking at the various components of Sage Enterprise Intelligence within Sage X3. So we have data models and views, dashboards and reports. So if I navigate through one of these options, let's say data models and views, and open one of the worksheets, let's say AP Historical Aging Ledger. So we have the direct access to the worksheets created in SEI and also pulling the data in the real time. Now, the thing about this integration within the ERP systems is that you do not only have the access to the real-time data, but you also have the ability to customize these reports too. So which we can simply do by going into the worksheet properties here, changing the theme of the worksheets. Let's say you can put the top rows to the bottom and even add the new dimensions into the groups, pivots, and columns by simply dragging and dropping them. So for example, I put posting date right into my groups. So what it does, it makes the worksheet load right away, and now I can see my worksheet representing the data with posting date as the first level of the drill down. And then you have the ability to drill down on as many levels as you put in your groups. For example, after the posting date, we can then see all the ledger currencies which come under this.
Okay.
So another kind of integration which is also possible within Sage X3 is integrating the dashboards created in SEI and having them right within the ERP system. So right now I'm opening a CFO dashboard, and here we have all the different KPIs which give a complete story of the business. On the top we have the different filtering panels from where we can make several selections, and even these dashboards are fully customizable, and you can change the look and feel of these dashboards according to your own taste. Another kind of integration that I would also like to show you today is that SCI can also be embedded within the processes of these ERP systems. So here I'm just typing in one of the process name, let's say customers. So right now we are in the customers page. As I scroll down, and there we see an SCI view which is integrated within this process. On the left hand side, we actually have this list of different companies where we can simply filter. So for example, I enter a company code NA, and then I select a company, let's say NA010, and there we actually have the company codes NA010 on which the filter has been applied, and then we can have the quick access to the data for that particular company. So this way we have the various integrations of SCI views, dashboards within the Sage X3 environment. So any questions until now?
No, it looks it looks good.
Okay, perfect. So with this, I will now move on to the standalone application of Sage Enterprise Intelligence and the version 9, which is the latest version we have come with. And just to let you know, this software is available in multiple languages. So depending on your user base, English, French, Spanish, and also supported by the multiple browsers at the same time. So I'll quickly go ahead and log in as admin, since that will give me the access to all the different features, reports, and dashboards I would like to show you today.
Yeah.
All right, so right now we are right into the main landing page of Sage Enterprise Intelligence, and it's a latest version, version 9. And on the left hand side, as we can see, is the command center. And it comes with 4 different tabs, such as data models and views, dashboards, reports, and also a section called favorites, where you can store your saved work. The data models and views is basically a repository for the various data models and the various processes within the business. For example, we have sales, finance, logistics, manufacturing, and so on. So if I open one of these folders, let's say sales, it further has all these data models, which further consist of all the different pre-built views and graphics that you get out of the box from the day one of SCI deployment. So just before I open one of these worksheet views for you, so I would just want to know, what is the major reporting that you do? What is your major reporting that you work on?
It's mostly sales and finance.
All right.
Yeah. And actually, would like to ask something about that. Because you mentioned reporting as an integral part of the application. I was wondering if I'm able to create reports ad hoc and send them out to other people and export them to whatever I want.
Certainly, definitely. So Josh, what you're actually seeing here in the command center is something which you get out of the box. You have hundreds of different worksheets and pre-built templates, but having said that, you're not limited to just these worksheets, because each one of these data models come with an option to create a new view out of them. All right, so with the help of with this option, you can actually create new worksheets right on the fly as well.
Okay.
And regarding your other question?
About sending out and exporting reports.
Right, so yes, that's certainly possible as well, and I will get to that, and I'll show you how easy it is to export your worksheets in different formats once we get to that. But just so you know, it is completely possible.
Okay.
So as you said, sales and finance are the main reportings that you actually do. So I'll go ahead and open one of these worksheets. So let's say invoice by customer and product. So here I have opened this worksheet, and the very basic principle of these worksheets is the groups, pivots, and columns. So whatever goes into these fields here is exactly what we will be seeing in these worksheets. And for example, group has 3 different fields, and this would be the exact same order which will be followed as we drill down on the report. So right now we are looking at the years. So let me just drill down on one of these years, 2018. And the next, we see all the different customers within this year. And as I drill down on one of these customers, then we can actually see all the different products. Products is the next field. So now the new feature which has been recently added with the version 9 is the integration of the pictures of these products. So users can simply hover onto these pictures to have detailed information. They can easily distinguish between the products by simply looking at these pictures. But what is also more interesting is that it also comes with the hyperlink. So for example, I click on this hyperlink. It takes me back into the Sage X3 application. It applies the filters on the same exact product, and then I have more information about the product. I can use the native tabs of the Sage X3 application and have more information about these products.
That's interesting. I actually would like to ask you something about about this. What do you call it? The sheet. What do you call it in SEI?
This sheet, you mean?
Yeah.
This is called a worksheet.
A worksheet. All right. So this worksheet, in this case, it's invoiced by customer. So it contains some very sensitive information about our customers. How do you make sure that not everyone can see this information?
Oh yes. All right. So that's something which is very, very important and taken very seriously with SEI, is that because when I was logging into the application, I mentioned that I was logging in as admin.
Right.
So there are different security settings which can be configured for each user who logs in. So since I logged in as admin, I have access to all the information.
I see.
Similarly, if a sales manager logs in, he might actually be able to see the information on all these sales reps and their margins. But whereas if a single sales rep logs into the application, then he might only be able to see his own margin percentage and will not be able to see the margin percentages, for example, set by the other sales reps. So yes, so to that level of security and who should be able to see what is completely possible and is taken actually very seriously with the SEI for sure.
That's good to know.
Great. Any other questions? Until now, I mean.
So far, I mean, yeah, that was pretty much my only question about the security.
Perfect. So I'll go ahead quickly show you and more features about these worksheets and what are the other capabilities of these worksheets. So it's very easy to filter on the data on these worksheets as well. So for example, I simply want to just select the 2 years. And for that, I'll select 2017 and 18. I add these 2 years to my filter, and now the worksheet reloads and I can see the filter applied right here. And the filter that I applied can also be seen right here at the bottom. So now we can actually edit this filter, lock this filter for the future, save it as a predefined filter which we can use for the other worksheets, or simply get rid of it.
Okay.
So other kind of the different features that I would like to show you is, let's talk about the sorting of these. So if you want to sort all your numbers in these reports, so for that we can go into, let's say, customer code, advanced options, and I will select my ledger currency amount, drag it to the other side, and let's say I want to see it in the descending order. So now when I drill down on the level of customer code, then I can see all my customer codes, and the corresponding ledger currency amount has now been arranged in the descending order, as we can see right here.
Yeah.
Similarly, we also have the conditional formatting on these reports. So let's say, since we are I'm talking about the sales, so margin percentage is something, in fact, a big KPI and is a major decision maker of the success or the failure of the sales process.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So here I would like to just go ahead and create a new business rule. So let's say if my margin percentage, so this is the dependent column, and we can compare it against a constant value or a global variable or even another column within the worksheet. So let's say we'll just keep it comparing it just against a constant value, and let's say if it is less than, let's say 50%.
Yeah, 50.
So I can go ahead and choose an icon. Let's say a thumbs down for this. I can choose a background color and also set this based on the cell value. Click OK. And similarly, I can set another rule. So if my margin percentage is greater than or equal to 0.50, for example, I can again go ahead and choose another icon. Let's say a thumbs up, a green color, and based on set value as well. Click OK, and there we go. So now we can actually see our sales margin percentages now even color coded and conditionally formatted. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to find out where have we actually gone a bit lower on the margin side.
Okay, so it's kind of like in Excel.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it is like Excel, but as you can see, it is much easier as it just takes a few clicks. You set your
Yeah.
business rule, and then it appears right here.
Yeah, it is easier. Yeah.
So that's about the filtering of the reports, sorting the data into these reports, and also doing your conditional formatting to see your data more vividly. So it's also possible to just simply drag and drop various other dimensions. So if I just go into dimensions and measures, this is where we see all the different KPIs which come out of the box again.
Right.
So here we have dimensions. Let me just go ahead and pick a time dimension, for example. So I'll pick my quarters and put it right into my pivots. And also at the same time, let me just go ahead and get rid of some of the fields that we do not need in this report right now. So I'll keep amount and margin percentage, and let's also get rid of the image and hyperlink since we already saw that. So by doing this, now we can actually clearly see and compare the different quarters side by side.
Right.
So the sales performance for year 2018 and the various quarters kept side by side. So that's where the pivots option comes very, very handy, and then you can have more of a bird's eye view of your data while working on your reports.
Okay.
So any questions on the report, the worksheet side of it?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering, can you export this whole thing as it is into Excel, for example?
That's a very good question, in fact, and yes, that brings me to the sharing part of these worksheets.
Okay.
So SCI comes with a full-fledged sharing tool, which also comes with various options. So let's just go through some of these options here. So starting with the export option, which you asked for. So yes, you can export the same worksheet in multiple formats. It could be in PDF, Excel, as you said, CSV, HTML. Yes, so it is completely possible to export this in different formats.
Right.
And then share with your teammates and so on. And then you get a link, and then so you can simply download that link and open that in an Excel file, or the file that you actually chose, the format.
Yeah.
Also, we have another option, let's say a send comment, where it gives you the screenshot of this worksheet, and then you can pick up your marker and encircle the fields that you want to just highlight in your team meetings, send them as an email to your teammates, and the same exact remark that you make on these worksheets, it actually appears on this screenshot here. You can also download it as an image and then include this image in your presentation slides, talk about that in the team meetings. So plenty of different options to collaborate on that aspect.
Okay.
And also the most important one here is the subscription of these reports. So users can even subscribe to these reports and set their own schedule on what time of the day or of the week they will actually like to receive these reports. So here you can give a description, choose an action on how you would like to receive these reports by email, or simply save them on your network drive. You can again choose a format of these reports right here, like PDF again and Excel, and then you can choose other recipients, put your email and description, and also here's the interesting part where you can set your schedule. So let's say I want to receive this sales report weekly at, let's say, 9 a.m. and then I can also choose the day of the week. Let's say every Monday at 9 a.m. I want to receive this report. Then you can go ahead and subscribe to this, and then every time this report will be sent to you, it will not just be the static report. It will actually include all the latest entries, all the latest sales which have been made, and that will give you the real most latest information in these reports which will be sent out to you.
Right.
Great. So there's another option called view external link, along with the other options such as print page setup, which are pretty self-explanatory. And for example, the view external link. So what this does is that it opens the same exact worksheet in a new window, and then you can copy and paste this URL and embed it in the other softwares. So what exactly we saw before in the Sage X3, for example, is exactly what it does. You take the URL of the worksheet view, and then you simply embed that in the different softwares.
Okay, so I can embed it anywhere I want and not just in X3, for example.
Exactly. Yeah, so any software application which supports the embedment of a URL link, it is completely possible.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say now so far we have only been looking at this data in a worksheet format. But there are various other options in which you can also visualize the data, which is possible with the view type option here. So if I go ahead and open this option, and then SCI provides us over 100 different views we can choose from to visualize the data. So this can range from the bar charts, line charts. The worksheet is exactly what we were working on before. There's also the different types of maps. We have two different types of maps, Google Maps and the vector maps for various countries, and also charts like scatter, combination, financial, and so on. So I'll quickly go ahead and convert this worksheet into more visual form, like a vertical bar chart.
So it's keeping the same data with the same filters as you had before?
Exactly. So the same filters that we applied here at the bottom, they appear right here. And the same fields also go in the groups, pivots, and columns. So what it's doing, it is actually simply just translating the worksheet we were working on before into something more visual, like a bar chart view right now. Everything else remains the same. Even the drill down information too. So let's say if I just remove or just keep my quarters as the first option here, so that we get rid of the pivots. And then as we saw in the worksheets example, like you could drill down on the different levels. So now if I look at this, and let me just also get rid of the ears here. So if I drill down on the quarter 2, then I will actually have the access to all the different customers. But if this is too many customers for you, that's not a problem. You can always go into general settings, and let's say I want to see 5 items per page. And with that, you now actually have the access to the first 5 customers, and the rest of them actually go as you switch the pages.
Right.
So yes, that's how easy it is to simply translate your numbers into something more visual, so it can actually aid in making more meaningful analysis for your data.
Okay. I was just wondering if it's possible to, well, if you want to know where the data is coming from, is it possible to link to another set of data somehow?
Oh, definitely, yes. So if I go ahead and actually click on one of these bars, let's say NA010, then I have the option to link this to another worksheet or even another application, for example.
Yeah.
So if I click on that, all right, so right now we actually have 2 different kinds of links, application links and also the navigation links within the Sage Enterprise Intelligence. So with the X3 customer, for example, if you click on this, it takes you back directly into the Sage X3 portal and then gives you more information about this customer. And similarly, you can also choose one of these worksheets where you want to link this exact filter, like for example, this NA010 to. So let's say I want to go ahead and see an invoice analysis and open the worksheet invoice by customers. I'll link this to this worksheet. And what it does, it applies the filter on the exact customer that we were looking at. And now the only information we will be looking at for the year, and then the document number, even the customer code, for example, it will only show us the customer that we selected.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is to simply connect from one view and jump from that view directly into another worksheet by simply focusing on what you make a selection of.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, so I mean, for example, in the link screen that you had there, it listed all of the sheets or worksheets, as you say, like.
Okay.
Those are all templates, right? They're pre-built.
Exactly. That's right. So these are all the different pre-built worksheets that come out of the box with SCI. Yeah. But then, like I said, these are the different data models, in fact.
Okay.
So you simply drill down on them, you open these, and then you see the different worksheets which are present in these data models.
Yeah.
But then if you have created something on the fly by yourself,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
That will also appear in these data
Okay.
models.
Yeah.
Because
We have like a guy who would make custom reports manually.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do exactly the same here, right?
Exactly. So the worksheet that you will be creating, a new one, for example, it will fall under one of these data models. So it will automatically appear in under that data model. So you can simply select that worksheet and it will take you to that particular worksheet.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. That's clear.
Perfect. So now what we are doing is like we are moving towards something even bigger. So what we started was with a worksheet. We saw various capabilities of the worksheets, and then we saw how easy it is to simply visualize that into a view. And then now what I would like to show you next is the dashboards, which is in fact a very, very interesting part, and the customers actually love it because it's so powerful that it brings all the different views together onto the same page and then gives you the full story of the business. So I'll go ahead and open one of the dashboards, and since you said that you do some of your reporting on finance as well, so these are some of the dashboards which actually might be very, very useful for you.
Okay.
So this is again, I'm opening them in universal data model for finance, and there are other ones for sales and CRM as we were seeing them in the presentation before. So these are all the different dashboards that you get out of the box. So let me just go ahead and open one of these dashboards. Let's say a CFO dashboard. Yeah, so exactly, we are looking at this dashboard here. It comes with various, like we saw in the Sage X3 integration itself before. These are fully customizable, functional, pulling the data in the real time. And for example, if I go ahead and edit this dashboard, each view actually appears in its own little window, which you can actually resize. You can drag and drop a new view into it. And let me just go into finance, for example. Top 5 payments method. I simply pick this view and drag and drop into my the dashboard right here. And then as we can see, it becomes very much of a part of this dashboard. So that's how easy it is to simply customize these dashboards and put anything in these dashboards as you want. Of course, this is something that is given to you out of the box. You can play around with it. You can slice and dice and create something even, completely different according to what you would like to see as information on these dashboards.
Yeah.
Similarly, we have other dashboards for sales. Let me just open one of them. Let's say sales performance dashboard. All right, so right now we're looking at a sales performance dashboard, for example. As you can see, a lot more information, lots more graphics, and then all these different KPIs that we can see here are something which we are again getting out of the box as a dashboard. And also what is more interesting here is that these views even talk to each other. For example, if I go ahead and let's say select California and add this to my filter, what it does, it applies the exact same selection for California on the other views as well. So right now, all these other views that we are looking at, they're only giving us the information for the state of California.
Okay.
So that's how these dashboards can even work. They can talk to each other, and they can be actually very interactive in that way, giving you the full story of the business and according to the selections that you make on them.
Yeah.
Any questions on the dashboards?
Well, somewhat related, I suppose. You mentioned mobile earlier. You mentioned an app or a browser. I'm not sure. Yeah, so can you view, for example, these dashboards on mobile as well?
Oh yes, definitely. So the biggest advantage of SCI is that it is available on multiple platforms. So it is available on mobile. It's what we are looking at right now is a web application, but then it's also available and you can access these dashboards and views, and in fact the whole application even on your mobile devices. So these could be your mobile phones, your tablets, your iPads, for example. So yes, you definitely have all of that available right on your mobile devices too. And not just that, we also have the applications which you can find in the Google Play Store or iStore, Apple Store, for example. So which is also a way to access this application.
All right. And can you only view the data, or can you also customize it, or apply some filters, or yeah, how is that like?
So it comes with full functionality again. So it's not only for viewing these dashboards, you have the same functionality on filter on the data. You can actually go ahead and edit these dashboards there as well. So yes, it comes with full functionality.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Good.
fully capable. Any other questions?
That's it for now.
All right, perfect. So yes, so that was about the dashboards part of it. So what do you think about these dashboards, Josh?
Yeah, I like it. I really yeah, I really like the way you can customize each one of them separately, and it'll still apply to the whole thing. That's something that will really come in handy for us.
For sure.
Yeah. No, I like as well that you can use them on mobile as well, and apply filters and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So these are in fact very, very powerful dashboards, and again, something what you're getting out of the box gives you a good starting point. And not just that, we also have the documentation for each one of the UDMs. So let me just go ahead and open one of these. For example, this document here, it actually gives you the detailed information about each one of the dashboards. So here we're looking at the CFO dashboard. So it gives you the summary, should be the audience of these dashboards, explaining you each graphic and all the different features of these dashboards very, very precisely. Also towards the end, we have different KPIs which are explained along with the definitions and formulas. So again, giving users a very good starting point while using the UDMs.
Okay.
So moving forward, I would also like to show you the report section here, which is in fact very close to how the dashboards work, but this is the place where you can actually bring in the different worksheets, drag and drop them into the report section, and create and customize reports, add logos to them. So let me just go ahead and open one of these, and let's say a finance income statement report. This is in fact a report section where we are looking at the income statement report. You can apply the dynamic variables here, which actually depend on what filters you choose while loading these reports, and then they pull the data according to the fiscal year or the period year that you select.
Right.
And on the top, as you can see, we have added a logo here, and then you can create different sections of these reports and even add the calculated columns. So if I just added this report, it pops out each section in its own little window, and you can edit them, add a new calculated field to these, setting their format, writing down a script to those formulas. So that is also a fully functional report section where you can create customized reports. And when it comes to the sharing part of it, it remains a constant across all the different things that we have seen, be it the worksheets, dashboards, or even reports. You can actually export these, schedule these on a regular basis. It applies to all these different things that we have seen so far.
So they're all available to export in Excel, or is it exclusive to the sheets?
No, definitely these worksheets and these reports can also be certainly exported into the Excel formats. Okay. Yes.
Right.
So it's good that you actually mentioned and reminded me of the Excel, because now that's exactly where I want to take you and show you the Excel add-in, which is also another platform which SCI comes with. So I'll quickly go ahead and show you the few reports which have been created using the Excel add-in. So here we are looking at some of the reports which have been created with Sage Enterprise Intelligence Excel add-in, which can actually be found in this ribbon right here. So it comes with over 25 different tools which you can use to create the reports. So you can use the data extraction tool, for example, to extract the data in the real time from your database. And at the same time, after that, you can use a formula wizard to create the calculated fields and the columns for those worksheets. So this is exactly the principle these are the tools which have been used to create these reports, as we can see them right here. So if you have time, I would really love to show you how to create a quick trial balance report, for example, on the fly, and to show you the various features of the Excel add-in. Is that okay?
That's good. I'm in no rush.
All right, perfect. So let me just quickly go ahead and open another worksheet where I'll create an Excel add-in. All right, so I have opened the new Excel report here, and then we will create a trial balance report, for example, right from the scratch. So as you will see, I click on one of these tools, any of these tools in fact for that matter, in the add-in section. Let's say data extraction. It will always ask me to authorize myself. So this is the level of security, and it actually translates from platform to platform. So if you're using it on web application, you're always asked to authenticate yourself. Same goes for Excel add-in, and of course the same will also be applicable when you're using these using the SCI in fact on your mobile devices.
Right.
So that way the data is definitely kept secure. Alright, so right now I'm using the data extraction tool here, and I'll quickly go ahead and open one of the data models that I want to work on, and environment. So what are we doing is that we're going to select a few fields and then add a few filters. Let's say fiscal year and a fiscal period, and also let's say a ledger code. I'll order this according to the account code, and that's it. Making a few selections, and then I click on OK. Okay, perfect. And then I'll quickly go ahead and name the other sections. So this is the opening balance, debit, credit, and also the ending balance. Perfect. So now for these sections, these are the calculated fields. So I'll go into the formula wizard for this. Again, quickly go and select my data model, and then we choose the field. So in this case, it will be ledger posting. We select the sum as an operation, and then we make again the selections based on our filters. So fiscal year, fiscal period, here will be a range starting from 0 to the previous period. We'll also go ahead and choose the ledger code and the account code, which will be right here.
Yeah.
And just getting rid of the dollar sign because we want to replicate this formula on the other cells. And as we see here, we now have the data extracted right from the database, and as you could see, it just appeared in a blink of an eye in this particular cell here.
Yeah.
And then the advantage of removing the dollar sign was that it easily got replicated for the other cells. So now for the other cells, it's even easier. I simply copy and paste this, and then go back into my formula wizard and change a few settings. So we are looking at ledger debit this time. I just simply choose my operation, and a minor change here is that now the fiscal period will be a current period. Click on OK, and here we have the value for the debit. For the credit, believe me, it's even going to be easier. It's only going to get easier from here.
Right.
So for here, we just simply do credit, sum, and that's it. There we have the value for the credit. And then for ending balance, it's just simply going to be the sum of opening balance plus debit plus credit.
Yeah.
So there we have the ending balance. I simply replicate to the other cells, and there we go. So here we have a trial balance report, which I think we created in less than 2 minutes actually.
Yeah, that's very fast.
Right, so that was actually two of these tools that we used, but then there are many other tools that we can use, such as a duplicator, for example. So what this does is that it creates the multiple copies of the same worksheet by spreading it across various fiscal periods, or even by listing it across the multiple departments. So for example, if I choose duplicator, and let's say fiscal period will be my dimension, I can select on how many fiscal periods I would like to create duplicated copies of this report, and then just simply choose the field for this. So fiscal period will be current period, let's say. Okay, and here it appears. Right. So now each of these worksheets is showing us the data starting from the period 1 to period 2, 3, 4, and so on.
Okay.
So that's how easy it is to replicate and duplicate these reports. And with the pivot section, the pivot table tool which is available here. Users can simply dump all the data into the Excel sheet and then go offline, but they still will have the access to this data to analyze it even when they are on offline mode. So yes, so the SCI Excel add-in is also a full-blown business intelligence solution within itself, and is something which is available out of the box and comes complementary with Sage Enterprise Intelligence.